And we're live here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon with my boy Proctor. I'm your boy Spectre slash Lantern slash, fuck boy. And we're here to talk about the Suicide Squad. Are you excited to talk about the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I really like. I think Enchantress was a brilliant character. The Batman scene's brilliant. Really enjoyed the Suicide Squad. Probably the
The
best.
makeup on Killer Croc, dude. The makeup on Killer Croc, out of this world. I mean,
I thought it was real.
and that line delivery, BET. I got a sewer to crawl back into. I mean, this is some. You can't write anything better than this. But yes, best summer of movies thus far. Little Movie Prep has said, and we are not talking. What's up, Ryan C? We're not talking about the 2016 movie, by the way. That was some misdirection by Proctor. All right. We are talking about the new one, the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie, The Suicide Squad. I fucking love the movie. What were your initial impressions of the Suicide Squad there, Proctor?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. I think the first beach scene, I knew I loved the film. I don't think there was much James Gunn could have done to ruin that film for me after that initial scene. I think that one scene alone was reinforcement that this creative vision was completely seen from start to end. Warner Bros. Did not interfere. It seems like they've learned the lesson. People will probably disagree and say, no, they haven't learned the lesson, otherwise we'd get the Snyderverse. But they've moved away from that, and they have learned the lesson because this film was not a studio film. Like, holy
Excellent.
Jesus.
Yeah.
If anyone thinks this film's a studio film, then you're simply wrong. This is a Gunn film through and through. I don't think they even intervened slightly, in all honesty.
Oh, yeah, I think they learned a lesson big time. You know what I'm saying? Letting the director make the fucking movie. And, they didn't quite get rewarded through, like, the big box office number. But as far as, like, streaming goes, it was a big hit on HBO Max. So, who knows what lessons they take from this. I'm just glad they made a good fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a while. I think the last good DC movie was, what, Joker? That doesn't even count, right? I don't know.
I wouldn't count Joker. No,
yeah, so
a DC film, but it's not a Warner Bros. Film. It's a
was it New Line? I forget.
I'm sure, yeah, the other studio funded it, pretty much the majority.
What's up, Tony? Tony's always checking out. You like that opening credit shout out to Zack Snyder using that song from Dawn of the Dead. The Johnny Cash. I know it's Johnny Cash though, so we got to make the comparisons to Dawn of the Dead, where they used a Johnny.
I was going to say
song.
it's not the same song.
I don't think it's the same song either.
No.
But of course, yeah, that's what people think about when they hear that Johnny Cash. They think Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder, because James Gunn already, he wrote that film, which probably is the reason that film was any good. But yeah, but yeah, man, what did you think of the songs in the film? Do you think they used them appropriately? I think they did.
Yeah, I think I don't think there was any song that stood out where I was going, oh, that's a bit of an odd choice. I think they all worked really well. And it was mixed with an actual score. And it just worked. It just really worked.
Yeah.
And I've seen people say the intro song was disgusting because at one point when Zach's name comes on screen, it talks about suicide. And it's like, well, the film's about suicide. The song's about suicide and people dying. It's a coincidence that happened. I see loads of people on Twitter blast it saying it's a choice from Warner Brothers. And it's like, well, what would they achieve if that was the
just to piss off people, I guess. Just right.
It sounds awful, but the majority in Warner Brothers probably don't even remember that Zach's family member died, committed suicide. Like, it sounds bad, but they probably don't. So they probably don't even remember it, because why would they? They're not working with him anymore.
Maybe. Well, that's beside the point. I mean, I feel like the music choices in the movie are pretty intentional. I feel like that's a coincidence. His name popping up over some, that's pure coincidence. But I think James Gunn, I think he said he wrote the songs into the script, like as they were making the movie. So pre-production as they're making the movie. And I feel like the actual score of the film, like the actual like orchestral stuff, was just as good as the song selections he made, which wasn't the case in like Guardians of the Galaxy, really.
Oh.
I don't remember the orchestral score in those movies, but this one, like the last part, Ratism, where the fucking that awesome orchestral music's going and stuff. You get the flashback of her dad doing that awesome famous line now. Famous line. Pretty epic. But yeah, the music selections I really like too. And it wasn't an abundance. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't that many, really. You had a couple in a couple spots. It did take over the movie. That's what I liked the most about the way they used certain songs in the movie. It just, there was good space in between them. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about some song they used, but
I don't think it's the same song.
I think it's talking about the end credit scenes. Either way, I think it's off topic. I think it's off topic.
Yeah, it's but yeah, the song choice was brilliant. I always thought with Guardians, it defined the films too much. The songs, it started to annoy me a bit because of them songs from the 80s and stuff would just replay over and over on the radio, and everyone would be listening to it and stuff. And it started to become a definition of Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh yeah, the one with all the good songs on it. And it's like, well, the two. I mean, I'm going to get shot for saying this, but the two brilliant films, like, they're not defined by the music choice.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, Watchmen's defined by bloody Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I know. Which it might be. I mean, without that Bob Dylan song, is the opening sequence stand up here? I don't know.
Little movie perp. You can't be angry. Can't be angry.
I don't even know what he's mad about. Like, it's some song. It's the end credit song. It's the opening song. Yeah, music choices were good at the end of the day. I like them. Especially Pixies' Hey. I really like that song in that moment where they're walking in the rain. Like, just blew my mind. Iconic imagery. Iconic. I mean, the movie just came out, so we can't really say iconic, but goddamn, it looked iconic. I can't. I've seen the movie like 6 times now, because I can, because HBO Max. I can watch it as many times as I want for this first month. And then they take it off for a couple months and they put it back on. But incredible, dude. I love watching a brand new movie over and over. K-Dots, that Pixies song is on his playlist now. Good job. Go to the whole Pixies catalog.
Got the whole
everything from the 90s to now. There's a bunch of good songs, but yeah, man, I really like this movie a lot. Do you want to talk about characters? Which characters do you want to talk about first?
Ryan's kind of gave us a good start. Harley Quinn. Yeah. Comments, perfect timing. What did you think about Harley Quinn? Did you think she was comic accurate? Did you think she was David Ayer accurate? Did you think she was Birds of Prey accurate?
Dude, I thought this was the best Harley Quinn performance that Margot Robbie has given. I don't know how everybody else on the internet's feeling, but like, I loved her way more in this movie than Birds of Prey. Like, Birds of Prey, I didn't identify with that Harley at all. I just didn't get it. I guess I just didn't get what the hell they were going for right there. And David Ayers was kind of like, I could, hit and miss sometimes. She's wearing those booty shorts. That's about the highlight of the film. But in this one, I liked her. She did everything you expect Harley Quinn to do. She went from like crazy to serious to funny to crazy again. Like, she's random. I like that. And when you see her killing people, you see all like the flowers and stuff, and you see what's inside her head. I like that too. That's some stuff they did in Birds of Prey, but this movie they kind of like James Gunn went full balls to the wall with it, which I liked a lot. Some people complain about how the movie gets slow with Harley Quinn when she's in dating the general dude. She's porking the general dude. Some people say that part of the movie gets slow, but you know what? I like it. It gets us to the torture scene where she breaks down and kills everybody. I don't think it takes that much time. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think of Harley Quinn?
Yeah, I probably agree with that to the extent of I probably could think harder and find more stuff, but the only thing I disliked about that film was probably that scene. It just felt uncomfortable. It didn't feel necessary. And I know that's what she's like in the comics, but for me, it was like, I'm watching a DC Suicide Squad film. I don't need to see Harley Quinn having sex with someone we don't know.
It
Like,
was a long part of the film. It's like right in the middle of the
yeah,
film, you know.
like it'd work if she had relations with a member of the squad, because that's what she was like in the comics. She was like flirting with all of them. But this guy just, it didn't work for me personally. It's the only flaw I think that I have with this film is that scene. I was like, what is going on? Like,
still though,
I was like, whoa,
yeah.
like the sword.
Yeah. Still though, visually though, I still think the visuals still work though. Like as that scene's going, you get like all this like imagery of them falling in love, but it could just all be in Harley's head. Like, like it's just all this, stylish camera work and stuff like that. Only lame parts is Harley dating General. Picked up when she shot him.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
It definitely picked up that.
I liked how she was falling in love with him, and it kind of was a bit of how quickly attached she gets to people. But she's just as easy can detach by killing him and stuff. It was clever. It was definitely in a character. I'm not saying it wasn't her character at all. Just for me, it was just the romantic scene for me didn't work. Personally, it didn't work. It made me feel uncomfortable. And them scenes tend to, you shouldn't have to do. You can just hint that they did that, and then you could move on. But when it shows it, I feel like the film has to have a reason to show it, and I felt like Suicide Squad didn't have a reason to show us a minute scene. It's just a minute wasted. It could have been a short film.
Yeah.
Same with The Watchmen. That scene for me doesn't work.
Which scene in Watchmen?
when they, I can't remember the ship's name, and they're having sex.
Yeah. Night Owl. Yeah.
It's too long. It's too long. I sit and watch it. I'm like, oh,
they're grinding on each other. I get that. I get that. But yeah, man, radar movie. Okay, we need some grinding. We need some grinding happening. But yeah. So I think Harley doesn't take anything away from the film, though. I feel like, she could have easily not have been in the film. They could have like wrote her out of the film entirely. Like there really is no.
Yeah.
I mean, she poked Starro in the eye at the end, but like anybody could have did that. Like,
isn't that just like doesn't that add to how perfect this film is as a Suicide Squad film? Because that's what a Suicide Squad story is. No one's important really. They're all
rats.
These.
They're all rats.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole symbolism with the rat thing is brilliant. Like, I mean, I don't know how he thought of that. Like, how did you think to put Ratcatcher and make rats like the central theme and it relate it to the Suicide Squad? Because they are disposable rats, essentially. Like, I thought that was all brilliant. I even love how Starro goes out at the end with Starro. Even Starro gets a character in this goddamn movie. Like, I was happy floating. I'm staring at the stars.
I know, my heart was breaking. I was like, no.
Brilliant. Yes. Didn't have to do that at all. They did that. Very good stuff because, Starro was tortured for 30 years. He finally gets a little bit of payback, but then he's like, oh, fuck, I just wanted to be out there floating in space.
Not even a villain.
Yeah. He's just a victim of circumstance, really.
He's probably a gooder guy than the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. He didn't want any of this.
I think the only villain in the film was the forces.
Yeah, Peacemaker, Amanda Waller, essentially, like they are in the army.
I meant like the Mexican forces or whatever it was.
Colton Maltese, which by the way, Colton Maltese in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like from The Dark Knight Returns. I can't believe that made into a movie. Like as far as like I'm a big DC fan. And like, if you watch Batman '89, that movie, they mentioned Colton Maltese in it. It's like a throwaway line in that movie. And I remember like, going, oh my God, when I first heard that after like reading Dark Knight Returns, being like, oh my God, they're throwing out references to that. And in this movie, you actually go there. You're actually there, Colton Maltese. And what is the play? It's a stand-in for what? Do you know what it's a stand-in for?
I don't know.
Cuba. It's a stand-in for Cuba.
Yeah.
Hey, Cuba. And what's the building that they're all going after? It's essentially Guantanamo Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that kind of parallels the movie's drawing that I really like a lot. People say it's a very surface level movie. I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that at all. I feel like James Gunn's saying something pretty profound here.
I feel like that's
yeah.
simply wrong. Like if that's not subjective, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I think
I feel
out of all, again, probably going to get shot here, but I like the Marvel films. I'll hold my hands up and say I do enjoy the Marvel films, like some of them to an extent. But Guardians of the Galaxy, I love both of them. I know the second one people don't like as much, but I love both of them because it's got deeper level meaning and stuff. And obviously, Marvel probably didn't let him do like really deep stuff, whereas Warner Bros. And DC do because that's what their characters are known for, and their films are starting to, like Joker was raised a lot of questions and such. And this film had so much like brilliant symbolism and metaphors and allegories and such. It was brilliant. Like Peacemaker at the end, the blood dropping onto his shirt and it lands on the neck exactly where Peacemaker's about to get shot. A dove or whatever, I think it's a dove, comes out of his gun as smoke. Like that's details that no one's going to notice on a first watch.
Yeah.
No one. Well,
exactly. I didn't notice it until somebody on the internet pointed it out. And then I'm like, oh shit. Like that's totally intentional. They have to put that droplet on blood on him. Like that's 100% intentional.
100% intentional.
Yeah.
And the smoke coming out as a dove, that must have been for about 1 second. 1 second, it's a dove and then gone. And then even the beginning when they're talking about I use bigger bullets and stuff, it has a meaning at the end. Everything, nothing in that film felt like it wasted my time, which I love so much. I absolutely love films that don't waste my time. They don't have lines that just didn't add anything to the film, or visuals that didn't, or scenes that didn't. Like I'm looking at you, the Snyder Cut. Like
even the extra scenes at the end with like Weasel getting up, I thought that was a fun little thing.
Yeah,
you know,
I must have been the only person in the cinema devastated when he died.
that he died.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I just think
the
film. Him running off at the end was just amazing. Just such a brilliant idea.
And it ties into the movie, and also the final scene of the movie where they have to, Peacemaker is in the hospital bed at the end. Did you see?
Wasn't wasted.
Yeah, it's not setting up a grander universe. It's setting up something with Peacemaker, a character that was in the movie. Like it's still tied to the movie. You know,
TV show already done.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's the people saying here? Starro looked so nasty. It was great. He sent mini Starros, armpits. Yeah. Dude, yeah. It did look a little like Patrick Star. It made me think differently about Patrick Star. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yes, Starro was scary. That torture scene, and you see them. They were, dude. That shot, that starfish coming off the dude's face, and you see like it was, try to sleep after that. Like nasty shit. Like they went hard R when they showed the tortured victims and stuff. And that's different from the comics, because in the comics, Starro is kind of a joke, really. Like, you at least the starfish don't kill people like that. But in this movie, James Gunn made a decision, to make him a threat. These little starfish will kill you if they get on your face.
Yeah, they don't just pop off.
Yeah,
you're done if they land on your face.
So yeah, I like that a lot. But what's the next character you want to talk about? We talked about Harley to lead off. I think you want
Weasel.
That was a funny moment. That was really funny.
Character in the film. Come at me. I love that scene when they were all talking about him on the ship. That was one of the greatest scenes ever. It just works so well. And I think it shows the dynamic, how everyone bounced. It was just brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. And then he even actually had to add, he's killed something like 10 kids. So they added a dark moment to him.
Yeah, he's killed 27 children, but he's not completely harmless. He's not yeah, dude, the second he starts drowning in the water, I was fucking I couldn't believe how funny it was. Like so good. So good.
I think it's because the film didn't act like it was funny. So it made it so much funnier when the film was so serious. Yeah. And Amanda Waller was so angry and stuff. Because an audience kept laughing.
And it adds like a little realism too, because in real life, there's oversights all the time, right? Like if I could totally buy somebody just not checking if he could swim. I could totally buy that. Like, what's up, Darkseid's daughter? What's up, everybody? Suicide Squad 3, hunting down Weasel after he becomes president of Corto Maltese. That's a
That'd be
great
the
idea.
best film. That'd
They better
top
pitch
it.
that, K-Dots. They better pitch that. Like that's that'd be hilarious.
That'd be amazing.
But yeah, I mean that opening
Weasel would
sequence.
be too powerful. Weasel would be
Oh,
too powerful.
oh yeah,
He'd embarrass Starro.
yeah. He knows perfect Spanish. I think that'd be funny.
Yeah. But that
yeah.
end scene with him running off, there had to be a reason for that. I don't believe
Yeah.
for a second that was done just for a comedic end scene.
It might be. It might be.
I
We'll
think
see.
like another Suicide Squad, and then out of nowhere, he just like wanders in. He's like, ah. But yeah,
dude, the noises he made. The noises he made when he's running. It's so fucking weird. Yeah, he definitely a crackhead.
I think he was based off some really creepy looking
crackheads. Is that what he's like?
James Gunn said he was based off a character, and then they just like made him like creepy or something. But it worked flawlessly. I thought it was amazing. But yeah, not much more to be said about Weasel, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, going to that opening 10 minutes. I mean, I thought that was the best way to start the movie right there. I thought like just introducing us into the squad, getting them, and then seeing them all die like that. Just the whole misdirection of it, because the whole marketing of the movie, you see like all these characters in the like the posters and trailers and stuff.
Davidson, Weasel, and
Mongal, like done.
Yeah, done. I think it's what I seen on Twitter with that was people really disliked that beginning scene, but I was like, isn't that like the point of the Suicide Squad? The whole point of the comics is they're disposable, and any of them could die any second. I mean, hell, in the animated film, King Shark, head blown off, done.
100%.
Boomerang's death for me was perfect.
Rip Boomer. Yep. Dude, yeah, that's what when Boomerang died, I'm like, oh shit, like they're going this direction. Like I was expecting like Captain Boomerang to make it, like at least get close to the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm so glad.
Yeah, it really threw me through a loop, and I like that. The movie surprised me. I don't know why people are upset that the movie surprised them. Is that it? You think? You think people just didn't want to be surprised? I don't know. Like, if they all lived, it would have been a standard Suicide Squad, just like 2016, where fucking everybody lives, except for like El Diablo. That's the only one that dies, I think.
I think a lot of people were angry because killing Boomerang meant that they were eradicating David Ayer's film. From what I gathered, that seemed to be like the consensus. And then a few people really loved the character and didn't want him to die. But it's like, it's not what the film's like. Obviously, they didn't want him as the main squad. They didn't think he worked well with everyone else. But yeah, I didn't think he'd worked. That beginning scene, the plane, I was a bit like, I don't think he'll be suited in this film with the other cast. The other characters, sorry.
I love Pete Davidson getting shot in the face. I love that because he's annoying. So like, I love to see him get shot in the face. All the kills were great. Really set up the whole squad. You know, everybody's disposable. You know what I'm saying? They're just people that nobody cares about, and they can send on missions to die. That's what the Suicide Squad is. And they establish all that in the first 10 minutes. Brilliant. It's brilliant. And people complain about Boomerang. Oh, yeah, how's Boomerang going to be in a Flash movie now? I'm like, easily. Like, you know what I'm saying? They go back in time, they reset the world. There you go. You know what I'm saying? If Flash goes back in time, he resets things. Booyah. Captain Boomerang's back. You know what I'm saying? And Cyborg saying booyah and stuff, you know? DC's Black Hawk Down. That's funny. People didn't want characters from Ayer's movie to die. You know what's the Rick Flag, you know, is actually way better in the Suicide Squad movie. I think that's the next character we should get into. Rick Flag is just so much better in this fucking movie compared to 2016. I mean, it's not even close. Did you go back and watch the 2016 one after watching this new one?
No, I haven't. I downloaded the extended cut of it because I wanted my partner to watch it, but we haven't watched it yet.
Well, I'm telling you, extended cut's better. I watched the theatrical and the extended, both of them. And I'm telling you, dude, like Rick Flag gets nothing in the fucking 2016. It's so like night and day. His character is so much more well-rounded in the new Suicide Squad, and you feel so much for him when he actually dies. I think somebody in the chat says they screamed out when he died in the theater. Yeah, Ryan C. yelling no when he saw Rick Flag being stabbed. Goes to show you how well they saved that character. You know, what are your thoughts on Rick Flag?
No, yeah, the exact same. Well, I can't remember the theatrical version, but I remember loving him in the previous Suicide Squad. So I'm not sure I'd feel the same about that one because I'm sure I really liked him in the other Suicide Squad, but he was brilliant in this. Yeah, he was absolutely just great. I think they all work so well together, and it's clever, very clever.
It was clever. I love seeing Rick Flag when the team takes out all the freedom fighters, and he's just like, "Oh, these people were helping me." He points to them. He's like, "These guys were really fucking stupid." I like that stuff. It added more character to Rick Flag. But yeah,
but his death was definitely shocking.
You felt it. Yeah. You know, they're doing something right if you feel it, right? I mean, and the whole music's swelling up after Peacemaker kills him. Then he makes eye contact with Ratcatcher too. Like, that was just a great moment. That's like that's one of those moments that is like gonna be, you know, peak comic book movie. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I took from that scene, which is that eye contact Peacemaker had with Ratcatcher. That was just like, oh my god, so perfect. Yeah, but Rick Flags, his last words, Peacemaker, what a joke. I think that ties into the theme of the movie really well with Peacemaker and everything. You know, the Peacemaker is kind of like a stand-in for like, you know, American like military dude bros that will kill anybody in the name of liberty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely symbolizing that American militarism or whatever. Keeping the peace at whatever cost. Of course, the peace being like a world war type thing, right? Because the last world war we had was World War II. There hasn't been a major global conflict where the superpowers were actually fighting each other. You will. And that's what maintain the peace. You got to do everything to keep that peace, right? That's where John Cena's character is coming from. International, he even mentions it would cause an international incident. Like it's just I really like that a lot. I really like how Peacemaker is that thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, what do you think about Peacemaker?
Yeah. What do you think? Same again. I think James Gunn knew he hit gold with the TV show. I remember when it got announced, I was like how early do you want to make a TV show? Then the film might flop or people might hate it. But as soon as I saw the film, I was like, yeah, James Gunn saw gold. He saw magic. He knew exactly what he was doing. Everyone I know who's watched the film, the first message they've sent me was how brilliant was John Cena and how brilliant was Peacemaker. Like, even though he killed Flag, and I was devastated too, I still love Peacemaker because I understand he's why he did it, his reasoning. To be fair, it felt a bit out of character for Rick Flag to do that and want to spread that. So it made, like, even though that felt a bit out of character, Peacemaker's was well in character to keep the peace. He had to kill Rick Flag, and you could see he didn't want to. He really didn't want to.
Yeah.
It was just John Cena. I can't believe what a good actor he is. It was brilliant.
People give him so much shit going into this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, he's going to kill it. He's going to kill it. Like, he did. Like, this character is essentially his wrestling character for 100. Like, he's going to do anything to win type thing, you know? Yeah, I think Cena's acting was on point in this movie. Lots of good facial expressions. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They already filmed it. It's in the can. I think James Gunn described Peacemaker as like just like a douchebag Captain America type thing. So
yeah,
I wonder what the show's going to be about. Is it going to be about Peacemaker trying to redeem himself? Is that what the show's going to be about? Because he really is a piece of shit by the end of this movie. Like, how are they going to go about this TV show? You know?
Yeah. I think, I'm sure it's a sequel. It's been confirmed that it's the TV show's a sequel to Suicide Squad. Well, maybe, but
yeah, they said something about origin too. Like, it's going to explore the origin of Peacemaker while taking place after the events of Suicide Squad. So it's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's going to be interesting, though. That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, 100%. John Cena being a good actor for sure. Yeah, I really like Peacemaker a lot in the movie. His lines were great. Yeah, one of the workers, BlackRock's here. One of the workers for Waller said they needed him to save the world. I don't know what that's all about either. Like, why would you need Peacemaker to save the world? There's literally like they say, Idris Elba's character, Bloodsport, says at the beginning of the movie, he does everything I do. Like, it's like, which is a great part. Yeah. So I don't know why they just need him to save the world. It's kind of, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out when the show starts. And you know what's good about this is that the show is going to be pretty much a continuation of the movie. You got James Gunn directing 5 of the episodes. Like, it's going to feel like the same almost. That's going to be that continuity there, which I like a lot. You know, I like when stuff has some continuity to it. Peacemaker to make up for his Nazi father war crimes in World War II. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how much they're going to draw from the actual character from the comics. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they go into that. That'd be cool. King Shark. King Shark is a shark.
Is a shark. I loved him. I thought from the trailer I knew I'd love him, and I loved him. I kept every scene. I was like, "Please do not die. Please do not die." And I was getting like emotional when he fell off the building. I thought he was dead. I was devastated. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna die." Same with the fish jump on him. I thought he was dead.
That's getting torn apart.
The building, and he gets up and he gets really angry and he like rips the guy in half. Oh, King Shark! What? Just amazing film, like character.
Yeah, I was expecting nothing. Yeah, I was expecting nothing from him.
I was expecting from the trailer. I knew that they'd make him like the lovable idiot, but they did that and more. Yeah, it was. I thought from the trailer that scene with the disguise didn't work on the trailer, but in the film it worked really well. Like,
yeah, right. It was, and he gets all pissed off, like, and he starts pouting like a child. That's the thing about King Shark. He seems like a toddler inside this shark body, which gets me kind of feeling bad. There's a lot of scenes that get you feeling sad for King Shark
when he's running around the aquarium.
Yeah, dude. He's like, "Ooh, friends," because he got no friends. That line, "Oh, I have no friends." Like, I don't know. There's some sad stuff that get you to feel for him. Nom nom. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. But yeah, King Shark, wasn't expecting anything. Blew me away. Got me to feel for a CGI shark. I didn't want him to die either. In fact, I don't even think. Do you think they were able to put a bomb in King Shark's brain? I don't even think they were able to. Because think about it, you can't pierce his skin with bullets. So, like, how are they able to get a bomb in his brain? Or do they just trick him? They just tricked him because he's stupid. They
didn't really mention it, did they?
No, I don't think they did. I think they could just trick him because he's stupid. Like, they could just,
No, I think when she lifted the thing up, he was there. So she must have.
Okay. All right. Well, either way, King Shark was great. Also, like a Polka Dot Man was also another. Expected nothing from Polka Dot Man. He's a nothing character in the books. He's the most laughed at supervillain of all time. And he's great in this movie. And people on the internet are complaining that he died. Like, that should tell you right there that he's like really good in the movie. That people are complaining about it or even caring about Polka Dot Man, right? Compared to before, where nobody cared about Polka Dot Man. What you like most about Polka Dot Man was the moms.
Yeah.
The actual polka dots.
That was funny. I loved him as a character. I thought he was brilliant. I thought his character progression was really good. Really funny. Just spot on. Absolutely spot on. The scene his man when he was in the nightclub had me bad laughing. It was so funny.
Yeah, dude. When he starts dancing, he does that fucking dance. Like, I was laughing at that. Then when it turned and it showed his moms, I was like, "Oh my god!" And that's fucked up. Yeah, I was having a debate with somebody about after we watched the movie. We were talking about like, does Polka Dot Man see his mom everywhere, or is it just like something he does like to kill people? Because there's a scene when they take out the freedom fighters. Like, if I imagine they're my mom, I can kill them easier. So is it voluntary or involuntary? Him seeing his mom? Like that's what we were talking about. Like because they kind of give you both in the movie.
It must
Um,
be involuntary because he sees the Suicide Squad as his mum, doesn't he? He sees them all, and
yeah,
they've not done anything bad to him yet.
yeah. So yeah, so that's what I was saying. It must be involuntary.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, we just keep going back and forth about that. Like, I don't know, man. Earlier he's saying that he has to imagine them as his mom. You're like, but he sees his mom everywhere. That might be, you
yeah.
know. We have to ask James Gunn that question at the next James Gunn con. They call it Gun Con, right? um, Juan and Gunn do it right. King Shark could easily be a hired mercenary by Black Manta. Oh yeah, if King Shark doesn't show up in an Aquaman movie, this exact King Shark, we got problems. Like you gotta have this King Shark show up in Aquaman, even for a cameo. He's got to be there. He's like the first bad guy Aquaman takes out. That'd be fine with me. But yeah, man, Polka Dot Man, great. I even love the use of Polka Dot's powers.
Yeah,
they look awesome. Yeah,
yeah, it looked brilliant. How gory it was.
mm-hmm. It's a shame we didn't get more. I could have used a little more of him taking out people with his polka dots. I think we only took out like 3 or 4. But yeah.
And Starro's like,
oh yeah, Star Wars League. But yeah, man, that's a great moment. He's like, I'm a fucking superhero. Then he gets killed because that's what happens. That's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens. The second you say you're a superhero, you're gonna die. I like the world they set up there. But of course, we're saving the big characters for last year, and that's the Bloodsport and Ratcatcher 2. The whole movie centered around these characters. These are the main characters of the movie, for sure. And yeah, I love Idris Elba's Bloodsport. I don't know why he's such box office poison. Like nobody wants to see his movies. I don't get it. He's hilarious. He's likable. He's charming. He's fucking. But what's wrong with Idris Elba? Because I feel like he steals the show here. You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't people love him?
I don't know. He's just he's just the same character in every film, isn't he? Really, he's the exact same character as he was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Like,
but he's so cool.
Yeah.
But he's so cool.
Yeah, I liked him. I think same with Harley Quinn. Anyone could have been Bloodsport and led the squad, and it wouldn't have changed anything.
Mm.
But I had no problem with him. Thought he was good. Yeah, he wasn't a standout to me.
I think.
To be fair, he was probably the least for me.
I liked him a lot. I liked his banter with Peacemaker. I liked how he saw Ratcatcher 2 as his daughter and stuff on the bus scene, which, by the way, I feel after rewatching the movie, I'm liking the bus scene more and more. Like, when I first saw it, it kind of dragged, but then, like, the more I see it, the more it's like, all right, this is really, like, character-building stuff here. And I like Idris Elba's line delivery and stuff, and it makes a connection with Ratcatcher right there. I like that stuff. But yeah, I mean, he does act like Idris Elba in every movie. Same with Will Smith. Will Smith acts like Will Smith in every movie. So like, you kind of get the same fucking thing.
No.
They're both the same fucking thing.
I would have agreed with you to an extent, but I Am Legend it's not Will Smith. I Am Legend is good.
That's a good one.
That's probably my favorite Will Smith film. Like his acting in that film's flawless. I think he was really snubbed on that film. Not else in general. Like,
I cried a bunch of times. Cried a bunch like a bitch in that movie.
It's a hard film to watch. Very hard film to watch.
But how about the actress that played Ratcatcher too? Like she did phenomenal.
Phenomenal, yeah.
Yeah.
She was flawless. I think the scene with King Shark, how it made us love both characters, like in the click of a finger, just brilliant writing. He's such a good writer. He is like that scene. Instantly a 5-minute scene made you fall in love with King Shark, made you fall in love with Ratcatcher. It established Bloodspotter's fear of rats. That made a great dynamic. And another oversight from the heads. It's just such a good scene. But yeah, I'm not sure the actresses who plays Ratcatcher, but yeah, it was just phenomenal. And the character and the actor that plays the rat, amazing.
Yeah, Sebastian. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I did. I was like, if that rat dies in this movie, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Worst film ever if that rat dies.
I know, right? Great rat, Ratatouille. That was a funny part too. Like Ratatouille, what's your six? That's great. Was it who's Milton? Who the hell's Milton?
I don't know. Who's Milton? He wasn't with
Was he
us, was
there? Is that character in the movie? Who's Milton? What, dude? It just goes to show how much better of a filmmaker James Gunn is. That he took this Milton character and fucking turned it on his head, and we have this whole scene where we're yelling about who Milton is. He was with us the whole time. And if you rewatch the movie, he really is like there for most of the time. Like he's in the background like most of the time.
Yeah.
It's great. He's driving them around everywhere. He's a huge part of the movie if you think about it. If it was not for him, they don't get around. You know what I'm saying? Like they need him.
Yeah.
So yeah. I follow Milton on Twitter, by the way. I suggest everybody follow Milton. Everybody follow Milton. Who's Milton? He's a standout, dude. I mean, if they don't bring Milton back somehow, you know, comic book characters come back all the time, you know. I bet he's going to show up in comic books now. Milton. He's going to show up in some book. Because he looks so normal. That's what made it extra funny. He just looks so average and normal. Like, yeah, man. Ratcatcher, Bloodsport. Yeah, the whole ending scene with a Ratcatcher and her dad. Wakiti, Takiti, DC alum, Wakiti Taditi from the Green Lantern movie. Of course, that's what he's from. That's what everyone remembers him from, right?
Was he in Green Lantern?
He was Hal Jordan's buddy. He was Hal Jordan's.
Was he?
He had I swear to God, I'll go back and rewatch it. Yeah. So he's come back to do another DC film where he plays Ratcatcher. Yeah, man, I thought that line was great. Where it's like, if rats have purpose, so do we all. Great message for the movie. It ties the whole movie together. Yep. Love it. And I started tearing up a little bit. Especially the second time I watched it, I started tearing up a little bit at that part. I was like, oh my God. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think any dead characters can be brought back in any shape or form? Joseph says. I think they can.
The haircut.
The haircut?
Yeah. Well, except no. I don't think there's any reason. Unless I think for some reason they do a weird HBO Max short film where Polka Dot Man, you get to see a bit of his
prequels. Yeah. Prequels to the Suicide Squad. That's how you could do it. But like we don't know what the fuck the Flash movie's gonna be.
Yeah.
So like that could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Like they could really just like reset the timeline. And it's just like everything that came before didn't happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Starro's still alive. You know what I'm saying? Like Polka Dot Man's still alive. Captain Boomerang's still alive. Which would make this film lesser. I don't know. Would you think that would make this film less of a film if in the future they just brought back all these dead characters?
There's no reason to. They're just not.
They're not super big characters.
Yeah. What purpose would they have to have Polka Dot Man back, let's say, except for like a short film, which they're just not going to do. So there's no purpose to bringing any of them back. Captain Boomerang, I don't think he's going to get brought back for a Flash film. What's the point?
Yeah, just for him to throw some boomerangs.
Yeah,
you know,
it doesn't achieve anything. Rick Flag, maybe for the haircut.
The Thinker. A lot of people were upset that the Thinker died because he's like a Flash villain, but I never even heard of the fucking Thinker really in a Flash book. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people are getting upset about nothing. I can't even name a big book where the Thinker's in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and to be fair, how many times did DC have to say that the films aren't really linked?
What was that?
Like, how many times did DC have to say the films aren't really linked? The Flash film could have Polka Dot Man in it. Like, that's
true. They said it's a multiverse of movies.
So, like, this is, I mean, I know people disagree, but it is a sequel to David Ayers. It is. Like, they wouldn't reference it 3 times if it wasn't.
What benefit? I mean, the characters carrying over.
They talk about it. They talk about, and there's history there, and it's the same prison, and so it is a sequel. It is. I know the James Gunn and all that said. I mean, to be fair, didn't he only say not really? Or
he said like
watch it.
Yeah, I think he mentioned Birds of Prey more. Like he was like, "This Harley is straight from Birds of Prey" or whatever. He said something like that.
It is
which is I got to rewatch Birds of Prey because I only watched that movie once. And I did not like it at all. So lots of people like that movie for some reason. I'm seeing lots of people online like, "Oh, the movie's great." I'm like, "What?" I have to rewatch it, see what they're talking about. I don't know. But yeah, Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, and this Suicide Squad, these movies kind of go together. But like, god damn, this James Gunn movie is so fucking good here. So fucking good. It blows those out of the water, dude. It's not even close.
He's already writing something else for DC. Walter Hamada said.
Yeah,
and Walter Hamada said he'll have him. They've got a few projects in works with him or something. Equal or.
Yeah, they did that before Suicide Squad ever came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the week before they came out, they're like, all right, James Gunn's back. He's going to be back to do more. We hope to work with him again, type of things. He's already working on Peacemaker. So, like, it's not like he's going anywhere for a minute. And I like that.
Guardians 3 first, isn't he? And then coming back.
Yeah. And who knows what he's going to do more Marvel stuff after that. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is there at Marvel, but we need him at DC. I think, like, he totally gets Suicide Squad. I wonder what other movies he could do. I don't know about Justice League or Justice League America. I don't know about that, but like maybe a smaller thing, you know.
He's better with dark humor. You couldn't do that humor in a Justice League. I think it'd be. I will say that he did Guardians.
Yeah, well, Guardians is like a superhero team, but they're assholes, though. Like, so it fits James Gunn. It fits his humor. So I'm thinking, like, what other team in DC like could fit, like, the Secret Six, another villainous team he would have to do. I think that's the direction they're going with him. But yeah,
I think another Suicide Squad film.
Yeah, I really want another one. What do you think? All right, since we're nearing the end of this, let's talk about this movie's success or how the narrative is being spun about this movie, whether it is or is not a success. Because I feel like James Gunn's coming back anyway. So I don't think Warner Bros. Was ever concerned about how much money this movie was making. And they made it, put it on HBO Max same day as theaters. So they clearly didn't care about getting a domestic return on theaters because they put it on their HBO Max service. If you watch the original trailers for the Suicide Squad movie, it says only in theaters. They switched that. They went from only in theaters to, you can watch it on HBO Max day one. Why? Because they want people to get views and subscriptions on HBO Max. Did you see the number? Like first 10 days for Suicide Squad?
4 mil.
4 mil. How long did it take Zack Snyder's Justice League to do that? It took like 40 days.
Did it?
Okay.
I thought it was the same.
No, it was like 39 days to get 3.8 million for Zack Snyder's Justice League. 39 days, 3.8 million versus 10 days, 4 million. I mean, what's a success here? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a success? I feel like that's everything HBO and Warner Brothers they were hoping for from the Suicide Squad. It's the second highest viewed thing behind Mortal Kombat. It's above Godzilla versus Kong. It's looking good. And it's still yet to release in China, funny enough. It's got a Chinese release now. I think they just announced that. So, yeah, I think they're satisfied with the movie. What do you think? What do you think Warner Bros. Is thinking right now? Because they haven't come out and said anything. It's like they don't care like what the box office is at all. But, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think I've seen a post today, I think I've seen about it, and it was like no film studio cares what the film makes at the moment because of COVID. They don't care. So Snyder Cut, they probably didn't care. Like, so if that was phenomenally successful,
it just boasts.
Still, yeah,
it just boasts the HBO Max service if it's successful. Yeah.
They're just not bothered. I don't think they wanted Suicide Squad. They're not wanted. I don't think they expected Suicide Squad to make money.
Mhm.
Every film that's came out so far has lost money to it, like in theaters, except Godzilla vs Kong, which somehow managed to make 500 million. God knows how.
Well, I think the box office was like 4 something, but yeah, it was like close to 500. Yeah.
But now that they'll have released it. It's not. I mean, it's 120 million now. It's on box
Yeah,
office.
something like that. Something like
Yeah,
that.
which,
It's like,
so they haven't made the budget back. And I don't think people were saying, "Oh, and the marketing." So it's 400 million. It's like it didn't have any marketing. What marketing did Suicide Squad have? I haven't seen any over here.
well, there's trailers. But yeah, it's got standard marketing, but the
Over
thing
here,
is, like,
normally it's like trailers and all that. It's just an editing room. You're not really paying that much
Yeah.
for. It's normally the big banners and on the buses and the big posters and stuff, which I haven't over here. I haven't seen. Maybe it's different in America.
well, theaters take a percentage of the box office of any film that it makes. So like they take about 50% to 60% of what a film makes at the box office. That's what theaters take. So the studio's not even getting that back. You know what I'm saying? So, go back to Godzilla versus Kong, making like 400 plus 500. Theater taking half of that. So they're just making their budget back with Godzilla vs. Kong. If they're just worried about box office, then that's, which I don't think is the case. There's no way they're just thinking about box office, especially when you look at how many subscribers they got on HBO Max right now, how it's climbing, and how they're planning to release HBO Max worldwide at the beginning of 2022. I think that's what they said they're trying to do. And like 2 years after that, they're expected to have like 120 to 150 million subscribers. That's like $3 billion a month. That's like over $24 billion a year. Do you know how much money they made in 2019? Warner Brothers. There's a stat here somewhere. It's like fucking 14 billion something they made in 2019, right? Before COVID. 14 billion. If they keep going on this HBO trajectory, they're gonna be making like over 24 billion. They're gonna be almost doubling. You know what I'm saying? What they had.
Yeah.
So I don't think they give a fuck about box office anymore. Even after COVID, I don't think they give a fuck about it. Netflix makes more money than Disney and Warner Brothers, right? They make more profit than both of them.
No, I don't think they'll make more profit than Disney, because Disney in the cinema, like theaters, make loads of money, and then they make.
I'm telling you, Netflix makes more profit than Disney as far as movies go. It's just I show you a chart right now.
As movies go, you added that.
Well, yeah, we're not counting theme parks and fucking.
I know.
We're talking
merch. It brings in the most money. Pixar.
We're not talking about that. We're just talking about movies, though.
For movies, yeah, that might be right.
What's?
But then it's like Netflix pump out movies just every day. There's a new bloody movie coming out for Netflix or TV show or what have you. I think if Disney carry on, they're gonna get bigger, because they'll start doing, like, The Mandalorian must have brought Disney a ridiculous amount of subscribers.
Yeah, and that's the race for original content.
That Obi-Wan show is going to blow up Disney Plus, something huge, with Hayden Christensen back as Anakin. Oof.
Yes. Here, let's see if I can share this screen right here, because I think this is kind of important for people to see, to understand like why streaming is the future, like why box office is like going the way of the dodo bird. How do I share my fucking screen again? Okay, here we go. Jesus. And share. Okay. Can we see this? Can we see this right here?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, wait. Cancel. Isaac. So here's your major studios in 2019. Revenue, black is profit. Look at Netflix. Can you see Netflix?
Disney made more.
But look at the revenue they're generating. All right, Disney. I mean, they're only making $1 billion more in profit, and obviously it's all. But look, the revenue gap is huge. Warner Brothers is obviously right behind everybody, and then everybody tapers off. Fucking Sony trash. But Look at that revenue. You think
Sony
they
don't
care
have it.
about
What does Sony have?
$9 billion? That's their revenue.
They don't have a
On
streaming
600.
service, though.
No, they don't have no streaming service. Nothing for NBC right now. I don't know.
I think
But this is
Sony's
just
partnered
19
with
too.
Paramount now or something. I read
Yeah.
something about this.
And I can't find anything for 2020. I might have to look and see what I could find for 2020. But I'm sure they want to keep those numbers hidden because those are like probably really embarrassing. 2020 is probably like half of all this. You know what I'm saying? Here, maybe I can find 2020 stats. But yeah, look at that revenue that Netflix generates. By the way, Netflix didn't get a lot of profit that year because they're too busy spending $10 billion on making new content.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, they spend an outrageous amount.
So imagine if they spent like half of that, they would have had bigger profit margins. But the fact that they spent so much on new content, trying to catch up, Apple TV is not going to catch up. No way. The only thing that has a chance is fucking Warner Brothers. They're the only ones that, because they have so much content.
Only because they own DC. If they didn't own DC, they probably wouldn't have had much chance.
I mean, yeah, that's really helping them, and that's why they're making DC movies free. I mean, they're putting on HBO Max for free. They're making like
Black Canary film though. Just seems like such a waste. They cancel the Nightwing film, but they think Black Canary film is going to do good
because they're doing the Batgirl film on HBO Max as well. So they're doing another Birds of Prey thing. That's what it looks like. You know, you're gonna have your Batgirl and Black Canary and probably some other female hero, and then they're gonna team up again for another Birds of Prey film. At least that's what it's looking like, you know. 20. I don't know if I can find anything on this. But yeah, man, just wild, just wild. Worldwide box office for 2020, Disney total gross was $1 billion. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on. This chart's not that good at all, but that's wild. Only $1 billion. They went from making, what does this chart say? They went from making $13 billion in 2019 to making $1 billion in 2020. Yikes! And everybody did the same. It's pretty much the same across the board. Yikes, guys. Anyway, do you think they care about box office?
Well,
they went from 12 billion to 1 billion. You think they care about box office?
Yeah, they will. I guarantee they're not that pleased that that Suicide Squad didn't make money. They will have been hoping that it was going to be a bringing people back into the theaters and such, but I don't think they're bothered. I think they are a bit. They probably are a bit upset and interested in box office still, but I don't think they're that fussed about it not making much money because I bet the HBO Max subscriptions went up, and the fans of it went up, and then the fans of Gunn's verse went up, and then they'll see how Peacemaker does, and they'll work with them again, and they're going to do it nonetheless because it's more content.
Yeah. That's all they're looking for right now. It's just more and more content for the thing.
That's all their focus is, and you can tell because it's just HBO Max everywhere when it's anything Warner Brothers. And I mean, isn't every film that's been announced the last week's it's exclusive to HBO Max? It won't be coming to cinemas.
Yeah, there's a lot of them too. There's a lot. And think about that.
Probably going to be the last film we get in cinemas, but that will make money in cinemas. Yeah,
and it's not like these films are going to have like indie budgets where it's like $10 million to make the film. They're going to be like $50 million films to like $100 million. Yeah, like the Green Lantern show is $100 million show. It's just going to be on HBO Max. So, they're making a bunch of content for a good chunk of money. The future DC is looking bright. I agree. It is looking bright. It's looking bright. There's so many people that want to revert it back to like 2016 for some reason. I don't know why we want to go backwards here. What do you think? Why do people want to go backwards?
To be fair, I still would want to see Zack's original Justice League with Chris Terrio, the original written one, not the one we got because that's still not his Snyder cut. Like the original with the Parademon and Cocoon scene and the Dark story, and get part 2 and 3. All they had to do was finish them off. Done. That's it. It's done. Because he said he wanted to do 5 films, and it would have been done. They could have done all this multiverse stuff, and it wouldn't have changed anything. So I still wanted the proper sequel to BVS, but if Suicide was the future, then it's fine. Like we got the Snyder Cut. Well, we got the Snyder Cut.
We got a Snyder Cut.
Was phenomenal. The Batman looks amazing. So it's just a way to see what they do in the next few films.
What about that Ayer cut? DC Fandom, I think it's October, right? It's like somewhere around there. If they announced that DC Fandom, would you be surprised? I feel like they could put that on HBO Max, like relatively cheap for easily.
It's kind of at the point now where thanks to HBO Max and stuff, it's kind of a no-brainer to do these things because originally, I don't think the Snyder Cut would have happened if it wasn't.
You would need a theatrical release originally, but
you couldn't put it on Blu-ray because it wouldn't sell. No one would know about it. So
not anymore, though. Yeah.
Not anymore. Yeah. So I think I would have been pessimistic a few years ago, but the cut's coming. It's absolutely coming. And there's no reason for people to be against it because it's a win-win for everyone. It's literally a different version of a film that some people liked, some people didn't. So if you liked it, you get another version of it that you might like just as much or more. And if you didn't like it, you might get a version that you actually like. And for Warner Brothers, it's content for HBO Max. We're winning more fans over again, yeah. But I think if they do the Ayer cut, people just can't carry on with this anger towards Warner Brothers that's terrible. Why is he even bothering? And then carrying on with right now we want Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. It's like behave. Like they want to move on, and they've bowed down to give you the Snyder Cut, and they're potentially going to bow down and give you the Ayer cut. Do you know the balls that must take for a massive studio like that to do?
Yeah.
And then people are still going to go, right, we're boycotting the film still until we get part 2 of Justice League. They're not going to put $200 million into another Zack Snyder film. It's not happening.
No way. And the thing is, like...
Did you not see what's his name? Denny Villeneuve.
Oh, yeah.
He said yesterday, he said apparently Warner Brothers are working really hard to build broken bridges. So they're working really closely with Chris Nolan and stuff to try and fix the relationship.
That was a big one.
Director said that's what they're trying to do. They're not doing it with Zach, but they're doing it with Nolan. So Nolan's not going anywhere. They're doing it with him. He's going to do another film for them. It's just so far the film industry seems to be going in a direction that's a win for everyone.
Yeah.
Zach's got his creative freedom at Netflix. Army of the Dead was terrible, so couldn't give a shit about Rebel Moon. But
but he's got a 6-picture deal at Netflix.
He's got his deal. He's got his money. Yeah, he doesn't need you to fight for him. He's bloody can't imagine the money he's got.
Yeah, and I kind of don't really care one way or another about the David Ayer cut. I just wish people would shut up about it. You know what I'm saying? Just release it so they shut up. But that's the thing.
That's what I mean. It's a no-brainer. You don't care, but it's like, just release it because it's a win for everyone then they get to shut up about it. And
but the thing is...
like you do want to see it, it'll be happy. I just want to see more Jared Leto. That's all I want to see.
We thought they were going to shut up when they released the Snyder cut. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
I feel like it'll be another thing. After the Ayer cut, it'll be another thing. There'll be something else.
That's probably one of the biggest reasons Warner Brothers are really hesitant. Yeah. Because they'll just be sat thinking they'll have discussions definitely the last week because when it got quite big the other day. They'll have had discussions where they said they won't shut up. Like if we're doing this to shut them up, it's not going to work. If we're doing this, it's for content on HBO Max. That's what it'll be purely. Snyder Cut was in hopes to shut us up. And please the fans, which it didn't do. So now they'll only be looking at the Ayer cut, whether it can make them money on HBO Max. And the more aggressive people get, the less chance you've got of getting it. I think they will because it's more content. And David Ayer said himself it'd be really easy to finish.
Yeah, it's not going to cost him like $75 million, probably.
No. And he won't want to do extra scenes. He'll just want to get it done and out. And
apparently, he shot all the scenes he wanted.
Yeah,
apparently, he shot everything he wanted. Yeah.
He's hinted that there's talks, and one of the Ayer cut pages said something about they know something, and something's happening. So
we'll see when the DC fandom comes around and it doesn't happen. Let's go back to those David Ayer accounts and those David Ayer fan accounts. All right, let's keep those receipts. Let's wait till DC fandom happens. All right.
I want it to happen. Personally, yeah. I'd really look forward to an air.
But you know what movie's going to outshine that at DC fandom? The Batman. It's going to be a banger.
Well,
right?
I mean, for rumors, well, that's not even a rumor. Some of the Batman has been reshot because it's been reshooting. Because I live somewhat close to where it was getting filmed, and it is being reshot. The last, I think it was in June for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, it was getting reshot. Some scenes were getting reshot and reworked. So, well, then apparently the early cut wasn't up to scratch, and
probably I heard something like the action wasn't as good as they wanted, or something like that. It was something like that. Because I don't really. I know Matt Reeves has got it.
Do you think we're getting our big trailer at Fandom? Is that the big Batman trailer? Do you think?
Yeah, the second trailer. Yeah, it's gonna be the second trailer to the Batman. It's gonna be the second.
What announcements though? Because what have they got to announce? Aquaman's just gone into pre-production.
Oh, sizzle reel. You got sizzle reel that. Sizzle reel Shazam. Sizzle reel Black Adam. All these movies
the production, isn't it? God, Black Adam.
No, Shazam, Black Adam are done.
They're wrapped. Yeah, fuck. Oh, well,
I think that the principal photography is wrapped. They obviously, I think they got to go back and do reshoots, of course, at some point. But yeah, principal photography is definitely wrapped. I think they're still working on Aquaman. But yeah, man, like by the time October rolls around, they should have footage on all these movies. And I wonder, like, are we gonna get little teasers or little sizzle reels, something like that? But yeah, definitely a full-on trailer for the Batman.
League 2. That's what we're getting.
What? What'd you?
Zack Snyder's Justice League 2.
Oh yeah, do you imagine they announced that?
Honestly, if you were watching that and they announced it, what would be your reaction? If they were like, and here's a trailer for a new film that's coming out in 2 years with a director we've worked with before or something, and it just
Zack
comes
Snyder walks on stage.
Ben Affleck, Batman walking or something.
I think it's more likely you get a Ben Affleck solo Batman film. I think that's more likely because he's actually working with them.
But what would you do if it got announced?
What, the Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
I would give up on DC. All right. We're going backwards in time. I don't need it. I don't need it. I've moved past it, but if that got announced, I'd be like, holy shit. Like, I'm moving past it.
They're doing this. I think in a business mind and like if you know anything about the film industry, that's not happening.
Oh no, Zack Snyder really fucked up his relationship with Warner Brothers like bad. Like from everything I'm hearing, like it was like they hate him. Like they really do.
Yeah. Because if it wasn't like a broken relationship, Debbie would still be working because she was a high producer in Warner Bros.
Yeah. They still are executive producer on fucking the Suicide Squad. They still are executive producers.
Why? God knows why.
In name only. Yeah, I know.
He hasn't talked about it. David has talked about it quite a lot.
Yeah. I believe somebody already said that the Justice League a sequel is many years away. So like they're not even planning to put a pre-production on that movie.
Yeah.
Aquaman 2 going to be horror, Troy James says. Yeah, there's going to be some horror in that movie for sure. Yeah, Titan season 3, watch that. You got to get HBO Max, Proctor. That's a DC plethora of shit on there.
We don't have it.
It's great. But yeah, that's it for now. We talked mostly about Suicide Squad. In the last, we talked about a bunch of bullshit. So yeah, I love Suicide Squad. I love the new one. My favorite DC film in years here. Yeah. I hope James Gunn gets another one. I hope James Gunn does more DC stuff. I feel like he gets it.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Yeah. And Matt Reeves' Batman's going to be dope. I'm not even worried about it. Not even a little bit. Sometimes I go back and rewatch the original trailer just for the hell of it. Yeah. So good. So fucking good.
Yeah.
Like when I see that trailer, I can't imagine if like, can you imagine if it was bad? Like, like those are just the good shots they used in that trailer. Those are just all the good stuff is just in that trailer. Like, come on now. Like, there's no way. There's no way. Don't fuck with my emotions. There's no way. Okay. Anyway. Goodbye, Proctor. Any final words?
Release the haircut.
Hashtag release another Pointless movie. Going back in time. Going back in time.
You are wrong.
Another
It's a win
useless
for
movie
everyone.
here.
You can't be against it. It's a win for everyone.
It's a win for everyone. You know, you're only as good as your last good film. What if it comes out and it's not good? Then people are just going to think, oh, man, another bad DC film. I don't know. Do you want to take that risk? I don't know. You got to take a risk there?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was so good, why did they change it so much? I don't know.
Justice League or Zack Snyder's cut. Come on. Don't be saying that. You know Warner
I
is.
mean, I'd rather watch a 2-hour cut than a 4-hour cut.
What? Your channel's going to tank.
4-hour cut? Y'all are out of your minds.
So many dislikes if anyone gets to the end. So many dislikes.
You don't even know why Superman's wearing a black suit in that movie. It's crazy. It's crazy.
which is odd because Zack himself said you would find out.
You would find out, and there was nothing. They didn't say anything in the movie. There was no alluding to anything. It just, I'm going to pick a black suit.
Yeah. Which is odd because he did say it was getting explained. So scenes were cut.
Which I don't even know how it's possible. How you cut? I mean, I could have cut an hour out of that 4-hour movie.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, there was a lot I could have cut out there. It wouldn't have been 4 hours if I was the editor on that.
Yeah, but yeah, Troy James. It did. Let's not worry about box office. I think they're plenty happy that it's getting the kind of views it's getting. Plenty happy.
No, they're happy with it. They're absolutely happy with it. I don't think they're bothered. They'd be the. They're just not bothered. It's not being a massive line. I'm sick of seeing these articles saying it's such a huge failure for Warner Bros. Like, no, it isn't.
Yeah. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you, Proctor, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Sexy beast. You mouth-watering butthole. What?
You're a floozy.
Ooh. I love you, Proctor. We're gonna make love one day. Sweet, sweet love. On camera. In front of this audience. All right, everybody? Get ready for it. Bye-bye for now. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.